Step 4. Locate the enemy leadership and right-click on them with
Fuck this guy in particular.
Gorich. After about 30 seconds of socializing with Gorich, the enemy heroes display a strong proclivity towards bleeding to death.
We're gonna be watching. I used Chromosomes to become God in Total Warhammer 3. Alright.
Total War 3 is a game where you can socialize with your neighbors, build lasting relationships, and undertake extreme renovation projects. In this expansive fantasy setting, there are dozens of races to choose from, and any choice is perfectly acceptable as long as it's Clan Molder.
Why?
Because Clan Molder is the only faction that allows you to lobotomize your own soldiers and genetically modify them so extensively that they turn into a writhing tower of flesh, which is simply too ugly to die. Today,
too horrible to die. Okay, so I know nothing about Warhammer Fantasy. I know a few things about 40k, but all of this is new. I know these are Skaven, but other than that, I don't. Also, these look adorable.
We will utilize the power of gene splicing, along with a complete disregard for side effects, to create the ultimate life form and conquer our enemies. But first, a word from our sponsor. GamerSups is a company which sells some of the finest legal energy supplements in the world. But perhaps even greater than that is their relentless assault on your ability to be a normal person, because they have invested tens of thousands of dollars into the science of sexualizing plastic cups. Nothing and no one is safe from their reach, but we might be able to take control. Use code Reggie for 10% off, and if we buy enough products, maybe, just maybe, they'll let me design my own totally platonic and safe for work cup. Thank you, GamerSups. Now back to the video. Welcome to the snow-covered wastelands of a place which is called Kislev, but which we all know is simply Eastern Europe.
Really?
These tundras are inhabited exclusively by 17th century...
Wait, did that say Fort Stroganoff?
...is simply Eastern Europe. True to form, these...
Oh, Stroganoff. I thought that said Fort Stroganoff. Okay.
Tundras are inhabited exclusively by 17th century Russian nobility and recently paroled sex offenders. As such, its main exploits are bad haircuts, class warfare, and uncomfortable conversations.
Submit to me.
But perhaps the greatest downside to living in Kislev is that every battle appears to be taking place inside of a used toilet bowl. However, that's exactly the kind of environment you'd expect someone named Throt the Unclean to thrive in.
Oh my god, that reminds me. There are fantasy weapons that always get named whatever, the destroyer of armies, the annihilator of nations, and then you have the Throngler. You know, you do not want to be hit by something called the Throngler.
And thrive we will. Our goal is to transcend the weakness of our genetics by responsibly using science to ethically create the perfect organism. The only issue is that the more we edit our chromosomes, the greater our risk of developing this unfortunate condition called genetic instability. It's a pretty mild disorder. Your chance of survival is about the same as getting shot in the head, because the main symptom of this condition is immediate and rapid physical disintegration. And if you take it too far, genetic instability turns into explosive instability, which causes your anatomy to detonate on contact with the enemy. We could work
on... I mean, is that actually a strategy? Just make a bunch of living walking explosives? Nice tech tree. I haven't played any of the Total Warhammer games, so it kind of looks like Hearts of Iron.
On a cure, or we can just push you down a garbage chute and try again, because by pressing this button, we can literally recycle you. This is done through the use of the growth vat. You can think of it like a compost pile for people. I'm going to try to make a unit with the maximal amount of genetic modifications.
I guess morality just is even more gone for this faction than usual. This is like Iron Warriors in 40k level of shenanigans, And
according to my calculations, the chance of doing that successfully is approximately 0.03%. So, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of recycling. But before we can spit in the face of statisticians everywhere, we need a plan to expand our empire. And when it comes to plans, there's nothing a rat loves more than a little cheese. The first step is to go south and capture this settlement. We engaged in a close battle, but thanks to my tactical brilliance, I managed to kill almost everyone in my army on turn 1. By Skaven standards, this is considered very impressive.
To be fair, anytime I play strategy games, this is the strategy I usually use. Totally on purpose.
Following this, we spent 5 turns converting the entire population of Fort Stragov directly into food. The legality of this maneuver is up for debate, but when you physically consume the victim, witnesses, and all evidence of a crime, I think you're in the clear.
Hey, it's the way I play stealth games. Well, without the consuming things, usually.
It's around this time a man displaying every known symptom of the bubonic plague.
Hold on, is that Rasputin? It just looks like him.
Will declare war on you.
Oh
but
no.
You can ignore that and instead focus on speed-running homelessness by traveling to the capital city, demolishing it, and resettling it on the next turn, using all of your stockpiled food to rebuild it at level 4. Now I know you're thinking, but Reggie,
how are you
your
building
population enter a profound state of starvation
I don't
since
think
you've used your entire food supply on a fancy building? The answer is yes, but also, I don't care.
Yeah, I was
going to
say,
10,
there's
we will
no
have
way he
access
cares.
to late-game units such as rat hydras, and we're
God.
going to need them because Sarina just declared war on us, and after carefully inspecting this balance of power, I've concluded that to be very concerning.
Nice.
So
you're fucked. This is a very interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him.
what we're going to do is isolate ourselves inside Hell Pit for 5 turns and re-emerge with a slightly unfair army. As I waited out the turns, I began to grow worried because we were quickly becoming surrounded by a horde of angry Russian gopniks who wanted nothing more than to redistribute.
Your city's raised, your history expunged. Oh no. Yeah.
My wealth. Maybe spending the first 10 turns killing my own army, demolishing my capital city, and starving my population wasn't such a good idea. Speaking of bad ideas, Sarina decided to channel the spirit of communism by death marching her army straight into my capital city 3 times in a row. Normally, this battle would be somewhat challenging. However, my tier 4 garrison is actually better than either of our armies, so it was fairly easy. Enjoy this moment while it lasts, because it will probably be the only time we achieve anything other than a Pyrrhic victory in this entire campaign.
I don't think it matters when you have these numbers.
We emerged from our chrysalis, now armed with catapults, flamethrowers, and plenty of these
flamethrowers? Those look like they had gas in them. Also, what in the flying fuck is this? That looks like a walking tumor.
Bad boys. They might not look like much, but with a little
no, they look like a lot.
We can give them the cellular instability perk. If you're having trouble killing any given unit, simply activate this ability, and you'll find the fight a lot easier when your enemy is missing most of their limbs. With the power of
So, first of all, I was right in that that's a strategy. Second of all, that thing survived exploding. I saw it move afterwards. What?
Quadruped suicide bombers, we were able to expand outward, even completing this quest battle and acquiring Gorich, a unique hero who is 12 parts anabolic steroid to 1 part everything.
Holy fuck, that just looks like an orc war boss. It has the same, like, power claw and everything. It's like an orc war boss and Bane from Batman were fused together. Holy shit.
Else. I don't think I can properly explain just how violently this man would kill you.
No, I think it's fairly obvious.
Pulled apart by meat hooks, then you're on the right track. After a few more turns, we managed to gain some territory, but we were in a difficult situation. To our left was the spokesperson for radiation poisoning, and to our right was an AI doing their best impression of Joseph Stalin. So I bought some cannons for the Second Army and sent it to defend the Western Front. Meanwhile, Throt engaged in various battles to the south, including this one, which was not fun, because despite having access to several powerful units, there is a resource which is fundamentally inaccessible to us, and that resource is leadership. In fact, every Skaven battle has 2 distinct phases.
Well, I mean, you are basically leading a giant horde of rats. I guess it's like herding cats?
1, where you actually play the game, and Phase 2, where you spend 90% of your time scanning the periphery of the map in an attempt to stop your units from deserting you at the slightest conceivable inconvenience. Compounding this issue is the fact that Kislev units are objectively monotonous to fight against, because each and every one of them is experiencing a crippling identity crisis, where they can't decide.
Yeah, this is an issue in some games, where they just give them, like, a generic weapon set, and we have both ranged and melee, and they're at either, but it's just boring to fight against. What are they even using? Hold on.
Because
what the hell is he carrying? That is a great axe with a rifle on the other side. For one thing, you'd have to put the axe on your shoulder to fire this. I don't think that would be very comfortable.
and every one of them is experiencing a crippling identity crisis where they can't decide if they want to crush you with a mace or shoot you in the neck with a flintlock pistol. This makes them supremely unsatisfying to interact with because it feels like every unit just...
I shoot pistols and stab people. You shoot pistols and stab people. We are the same. Okay. Wait, where the hell is the axe rifle thing then?
Does the same thing. If we liken a diverse army, such as this, to a delicious and well-decorated cake with various flavors, then the Kislev...
Various flavors. That was chocolate and strawberry. That is literally what you are railing against.
Army is that same cake after it has been beaten with a sledgehammer to the point of becoming a homogeneous sludge. Seemingly, the only units that don't struggle with this brand of dysphoria are the polar bears that will inevitably flank you and rip out your carotid artery, which is a nice touch.
I'm sorry, wait, why do they have polar bears? Okay. Polar bears versus catapults. You know what this looks like? This looks like a battle in the totally accurate Battlefield Simulator. This is what this feels like.
I just wish that having a large mammal violently chew through my neck veins wasn't considered the highlight of my day. So to conclude my unsolicited review of the Kislev race, I give them a 1
A race? Are they a separate race? I thought they were just a faction. They look very human.
And regardless, winning these battles put us in a very strong position because we're now within striking distance of the capital city of all of these godless sodomites. Soon, Ratkind will prevail. However, things weren't going so good on...
Why is your territory piss yellow?
On the Western Front, Leukemia Man decided to attack my second army. The auto-resolve thinks we're going to lose, but when you're playing Skaven, the accuracy of auto-resolve is about on par with the accuracy of a schizophrenic witch doctor who is covered in chicken blood. So I thought I could take him, but I was horribly wrong. Because after approximately 3 minutes of fighting, my Skaven slaves were being violently domesticated.
Get your ass back here!
My cannons had been flanked by snow leopards, and my archers...
Okay, now we have snow leopards. Do they just have a bunch of snow animals? What?
Were doing this. Moments like these remind me that my personal battle against autism is not going very well. So, the Great Orthodoxy made a generous contribution to population control on our behalf.
That is a lot of
that's
death.
Okay, because as fast as you can kill my armies, I can make 3 more.
I mean,
By this
that's
point,
how rats
we have managed
work.
to completely isolate Kislev and drain most of its resources. All that's left now is to hire a warlock engineer, run him over to Kislev, and use this ability to
cause earthquake. Okay.
Produce an earthquake that will destroy most of their walls. You know it's a good earthquake too, because the engineer dies in the process. Following this, Thrawn besieged the settlement.
So we're taking the civilization method to powerful units. To use his ability, it needs to go bye-bye.
And started starving them out. Once they were looking particularly anemic, we completed an auto-resolve and Kislev was officially ours. Now unrestrained by our abusive alcoholic neighbors, I gazed upon the world map to see what diplomatic opportunities
it's still very piss yellow.
And I quickly realized that everyone who isn't a disfigured abomination absolutely hates us.
Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because you're eating the people you're technically conquering?
But that being said, we did have some friends.
Wait, what the hell was that name? The Tower of Crack. I see. Okay. Who lives in the Tower of Crack? Wait, is that the Slaaneshi symbol? You know what? That tracks.
And they started pushing south into
that is definitely
territory.
symbol.
The Empire, even in its incomplete form, is strength rank 2, and I want absolutely nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I bet.
So instead, we traveled northeast and started bullying this guy for looking
why are you going to Prague? Leave Prague alone. It's a beautiful city, man.
Like a fucking idiot. This man looks like a child, and as it...
Come on. That is just... That is just an old Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. That is what this is.
And as it turns out, he has roughly the same combat effectiveness, because when I shot him with a cannon, he stopped moving.
Gee,
now, it's been about 10 turns since I've done anything extraordinarily stupid.
Yeah, like, we haven't done much gene editing yet.
So I decided to change that by purchasing the Clone Warfare Doctrine, which makes all of my Skaven slaves acquire 3 random mutations.
Or just not to you?
Depending on how successfully they mutate, they will either gain superpowers, or their bodies will start violently self-destructing.
I think both will help you.
This is objectively bad, but also mildly entertaining. Following this, and perhaps because of it, the Empire decided it was time to perform a late-stage abortion on us using the medically correct device known as
Those are so stubby! I know they're supposed to be mortar instead of cannons, but holy shit, they're so stubby! Also, I know mortars are usually fairly, like not that girthy. Jesus, what did they fire?
As a mortar battery. With war declared, I shifted my attention south to find 5 Empire armies absolutely salivating at the thought of bashing my head in. I needed to equalize the numbers, but money was tight, so I just recruited 2 full armies of Skaven slaves.
I see. When money's tight, just get more slaves.
The plan is to use them to literally absorb all the enemy's ammunition and then tire them out in melee combat.
They have
and
limited ammo?
Ask, no, I don't feel bad. Because
no,
if they didn't want this to happen, they shouldn't have put the phrase expendable meat shield on their...
Now that is a good game if this is like tags you have on your units. But again, like, do units in this game have limited ammo? That would be interesting.
Resume. With our preparations now complete, we entered into an absolutely massive battle against the humans, with each side deploying 5 full armies for a total of over 7,000 people. Victory here could secure us a path into the Empire.
I was gonna say, I don't know how many that is, but that is a lot of people. How does the engine keep that without melting your computer? Okay.
And defeat would probably set us...
What the fuck is that in the background? Like, what is this?
Back about 20 turns. So here's the plan. Step 1, use my failed science experiments to physically disgust the opponent. Step 2, create a formation of people that actually matter atop of this hill and use my poison wind mortars to harass the enemy on approach. Step 3, have a panic attack from trying to manage 4,000 units. And then the most important step of all, Step 4, locate the enemy leadership and right-click on them with Gorich.
Fuck this guy in particular.
After about 30 seconds of socializing with Gorich, the enemy heroes display a strong proclivity towards bleeding to death. The battle unfolded,
I wonder why.
It was utterly gruesome. Within 2 minutes, the hill we were holding looked closer to a mass grave than an active battlefield.
This game looks really
with wave after wave of humans crashing against our line, only to be enveloped by a horde of rats and eaten alive.
Okay, so you can physically block like movement with enough units. That makes, like, horde factions significantly more annoying. Especially in open field, but you can encircle people? That's really cool.
Every so often they would deploy some mortars to try to bombard us, at which point I'd use my rat ogres to absolutely flatten them. It was like watching a truck crash into an occupied hospital bed.
Holy
Overall, the lines were holding well, and eventually, after 15 minutes of fighting, the day was ours. Sure, every single Skaven slave died, but
that is
most
a lot
of them
of
were
corpses.
so terminally ill that...
Wait, hold on, what did that say? Growth juice. Growth juice? Uh-huh. This unit, oh my god. Okay.
That this whole thing could probably be considered an elaborate form of euthanasia. The combined casualties came out to about 4,000, which caused the Empire to drop from rank 2 to 17, and we went from rank 14 to 45.
Oh,
real nice.
I was gonna say, did they go up? No.
Now. In the wake of this battle, Throt was able to plow deep into Empire territory, expanding our borders like an errant stream of piss. This caused just about every human in existence to declare war on me. If I focused my entire military in this region, I might be able to hold the line. But the issue was that this deranged proto-human was still alive and destroying my settlements to the north. I redirected 2 armies to deal with him and eventually managed to trick him into leaving his capital city, which I then attacked. If we use the auto-battler, we'll probably lose, and that's because using the auto-battler is a lot like...
Well, you already said, like, using this thing with this faction does not work well. That means you have to you have to manually target 4,000 units again. Have fun!
Smoking crystal meth out of the barrel of a loaded shotgun. It's convenient and exciting.
I bet you someone's done it.
Just not worth the risk. So we did this fight manually and absolutely decimated his garrison with our mortar teams. This was basically a death blow to his empire, and I found killing him so personally satisfying that I saved the replay so I could cherish and relive this moment forever. So...
Does anybody else do this? Like, anytime you have a good match of something, you save a replay for absolute catharsis later. Damn, okay.
Let's regroup here. Our objective is to create the perfect life form, and I've tried. In fact, we're on the 11th generation of test subjects.
Wait, Joey? Okay, you named him Joey.
However, it's hard to justify spending valuable resources on a project with a 99% chance of giving my soldiers brain damage. So until we defeat the Empire, we're going to focus on just creating good soldiers rather than trying to brute force a perfect one. For example, I worked out a rat ogre build where I replace all of their skin with mammoth hide, replace their blood with high-octane gasoline.
What? Okay. Also, holy shit, that face.
And force them to ingest a parasitic worm that causes them to become undead.
What the hell? I see. The hunger. Crumbling and disintegrating. That doesn't seem good. Oh my. Yeah. Okay, I see where the gene editing stuff comes in, but Jesus. What? Sound, please?
Minor procedures effectively turns them into unstoppable killing machines. With the Russians now defeated, we can focus these monsters entirely on the humans. The campaign was going pretty well, and the whole experience reminded me why I love playing Skaven. The ridiculous contraptions and absurd strategies make you feel like a cartoon character, but with gore turned on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is exactly what this feels like. It feels like the totally accurate battle simulator. That is exactly what this feels like.
Not only is it possible for you to slowly flatten an elderly
we're Austin Powersing him. Okay.
woman using a mobilized bell you dislodged from a nearby clock
that looks
tower.
Like a bold
it's
man.
Actually one of the more normal things you can do. So needless to say, the Empire was feeling the pressure. So much so that they ended up calling in their friends for help. And what fearsome allies did Carl rally against me? Well, a fucking tree and a short guy. I don't think Carl...
Hold on.
Did Carl rally against me? Well, a fucking...
Interesting.
Tree and a short guy. I don't think Carl has many friends.
Well,
and he's about to have even less because his barely animate companion just ran headfirst into an army of flamethrowers.
Again, why is the flamethrower green? But yeah, I'm not complaining. Also, an Ent should probably not walk into flamethrowers, you know?
Meanwhile, the dwarves actually killed one of my armies, which is really unfortunate for them, because now I have to introduce them to Rodney. With most units, there is some part that isn't dangerous, but with Rodney, everything will kill you. He's covered in spikes, his entire body is swinging and gyrating around wildly, and if any part of him even touches you, it could best be likened to being hit with a bag full of cinder blocks.
Yeah, so, I mean, look at how huge this thing is. It's like just having a bulldozer just go through an ant colony. Okay, how did you make this? Is that an actual, like, separate unit, or did he make this with his gene editing shenanigans?
They died. After assimilating the resources of Carl's friends, our faction had become so powerful that beating him up was starting to feel like beating up someone with cerebral palsy. And as I'm sure you know, after a few minutes, that experience becomes very unrewarding. But I refuse to let the physically disabled rob me of the joy of victory, so I decided to fire another bullet into the still-twitching corpse of morality by
the pestilence scheme. A unique plague priest hero capable of spreading a deadly plague. Good. Let's add the plague into the fucking mix. Wait, hold on. What else is there? The dominating scheme. The 13th scheme? Where did the other 12 go? The Lords of Decay have spoken. Okay. The pestilence is the plague, and the scheme of doom! A unique warlock engineer capable of targeting foreign settlements and establish an undercity. So what, you just make a city under an enemy's city? I can see this being very annoying, especially in multiplayer.
Spending 1,000 gold to develop biological weapons, which I then...
as opposed to until now, what the fuck is the rest of the stuff you've made? Toys?
Deployed in Carl's capital city. This was not tactically necessary, but it was kind of fun. I enjoyed watching it spread through his territory, decimating his economy and slowly decomposing all of his armies. The plague was so virulent that it even started killing the French, which caused them to declare war on me. I viewed this as a win-win scenario. I had fun watching Carl writhe around on the ground like some kind of dying centipede, but I decided it was time to put him out of his misery. I went to Altdorf, sacked it for 30,000 gold, and then settled it as a level 1 Skaven city. That's a pretty humiliating way to lose your capital city.
I bet.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see a notification about Carl
from dead in Miami. has perished in the throes of depression. Oh my god.
Franz dying of a drug overdose on the next turn. With the old world now under our control, I began pumping my soldiers
made of piss
full of
now.
mutagens, hoping that even one of them would transform into something other than a burden to society. The next
your faction is just rats. You're all a burden to society, regardless of how effective you are. So, what did you make?
Next 20 turns consisted of slaughtering the French, growing new monsters in a petri dish, and having a member of the Chinese mafia try to extort me for 3,000 gold.
Mafia?
I said no.
That looks
he
like
said,
a vampire.
I'll kill you, and then I pointed out he's 3,000 miles away, checkmate Jackie Chan. Just to prove a point, I also decided to ambush one of his trade caravans, which was carrying 11,000 gold. I know the sight of me grabbing a civilian's head and slowly crushing it with my bare hands looks bad, but it's actually okay, because these people are communists, and what they need most of all is freedom. And as an advocate of freedom, I am morally obligated to extend to them the compassionate hand of freedom.
The compassionate hand of freedom that is apparently made of green crystal drills. Okay, enlighten me.
By balling it up into a fist and punching them in the face with it repeatedly until they submit and conform to my political ideologies, which is a roundabout way of saying I just wanted 11,000 gold, but I digress. After countless trips to the recycling bin, we were on attempt 28. It was promising. We got him all the way to 10 augments. All I have to do now is administer the ultimate mutagen. What is the ultimate mutagen?
Yeah, enlighten me. What is it?
This is cum.
It's basically a loot box.
What?
Box of chromosomes, because it gives him 3 random mutations. I crossed my fingers and performed the procedure. It was a success. Joey 28 officially had 8 mutations, which gave him a total of 17 augments.
Okay, holy shit. He enables flaming attacks, enables contaminating attacks, the hunger, a lot of melee damage, acidic musk glands, cellular instability, propane perspiration. Does he sell propane and propane accessories? Okay.
According to my research, this is the maximum amount possible. Or maybe I just made that up, who knows? Regardless, I think he's perfect. So ladies, like it or not, this is what the ideal male physique looks like. A badly mutated rat.
Yes. And they say that men don't have to deal with unrealistic beauty standards.
Batman with mammoth skin, diabetic neuropathy, propane sweat glands, and some kind of brain parasite. Have I broken several international laws in the creation of this creature?
I don't think there are any laws that can govern the rats.
Yes, but in the eyes of God, I am amongst him, because Joey 28 is the perfect organism, and he's arrived just in time, because it is officially the end of the world. The wild hunt has begun, and the wood elves have decided the best way to protect the environment is through homicide. 2 sets of wood elf armies spawned at the enchanted forests in my territory. They look pretty formidable, but I know a thing or two about wood elves. You have to avoid fighting them on their home turf.
Well,
in fact,
just
fighting
burn
wood
the
elves
trees.
is a lot like fighting children. You can't just rush into the kindergarten winging haymakers. It's not tactical. It lacks nuance. In my experience, you'll find a...
Yes, that is the reason. And that is the problem. Okay.
lot more success luring them into the parking lot where you can ambush them with your friends. So that's exactly what we did to the wood elves. I had a few armies wait for them to leave the forests, at which point we cleaned them up in a nice open field where they couldn't pull too many of their tricks. This whole wild hunt thing isn't so bad, I thought out loud. Well, imagine my surprise when, on the next turn, I found a conga line of war criminals making their way into my territory.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's like 10 armies, with more being pumped out from these forests every turn.
Is this just part of the, like, end of the world scenario, or can wood elves just basically shit out armies? What?
Mobilized my forces, but in the meantime, the wood elves were destroying pretty much everything south of this line.
Line of wood elf supremacy.
Is responsible for this, but I really don't like this version of the wood elves. Fortunately,
as opposed to what? I don't think there is a good version of the wood elves that are not annoying or pompous.
The old world has a high concentration of castles, which slowed them down, and after a few turns, my armies began sweeping through the war-torn regions. I was engaging them in 2 to 3 battles per turn, and Throt was doing fine, but my weaker armies were being devoured alive by the feral elves. Thankfully, I did some experimenting and found...
Are they related to, like, the purple one, or is this a different ant?
that the Wood Elves are surprisingly vulnerable to having a cask of acid smashed over their head. And that's
I don't think anyone isn't.
I had my armies outfitted with some of these mortar teams, and we started making some real progress. Additionally, I had some allies in the area that were able to defend the Eastern Front. This was quite helpful, but perhaps the biggest break was
Gnome? Sounds like they have oil.
This random event. It increased our chances of aim.
Tail stretcher? Place the most using a device that shall pulls down your chairs. Oh my. Ambush success chance plus 50.
Pushing the elves, which allows us to position our armies like this, and their army assumes the position of a man who is about to receive a violent prostate exam.
Ah. So they are Fisto, and the elves are assuming the position. Alright.
All I can say is that this was an extremely cathartic experience.
Yeah, I bet.
From here,
Fuck the
my
elves.
military philosophy is as follows. I have 60,000 gold, and I'm guessing the Wood Elves do not, because upon reviewing their economic infrastructure, I found only mud huts and strange men tweaking on crystal meth. Therefore, I don't believe they can keep up this pace, so I'm going to enter a financial
I'm assuming they just gave them all the armies, so they cannot sustain that.
Deficit to field just enough armies to gradually grind our enemies to dust.
Delightful.
Under the assumption that they won't be able to replenish their ranks.
And did it
Over
work
the next
out?
10 turns, I managed to slowly claw back my territory from the elves. I even had time to quell a rebellion!
Okay. Apparently they have to deal with, we have to deal with rebellions now?
Kronid of the Black Chasm. Who is Kronid of the Black Chasm? Only the finest collector of level 1 archers in the entire world. And this, I had to congratulate him on personally. By this point, we've unified our eastern, western, and central fronts, effectively pushing the Wood Elves back to this
continues.
Choke point. Around this time, my allies declared war on Vlad von Karstein.
Oh, I was gonna say they declared war on me. Okay.
Asked me for help. Confused and clearly busy, I said no. In hindsight, this was the wrong response, because apparently it was a social faux pas on par with pouring lubricant on a wheelchair ramp. Within 2 turns, the entire world was so disgusted by my actions that 17 different people canceled their trade deals with me, including Vlad,
you done
me
fucked up.
of gold per turn. Furthermore, a couple others just outright declared war on me.
Yeah, if you're in an alliance, I guess telling them, I don't feel like it right now, probably isn't the best idea, you know?
So needless to say, we're on our own from here. With our armies now unified.
That was everyone. Okay.
We pushed through at Helmgart and even repelled 1,800 elves on the next turn. After this victory, the Wood Elves attempted to call time out by issuing a press release that the Wild Hunt was over. Sorry guys, I'm afraid that's not how this works.
Yeah,
my Wild Hunt,
I don't think that's gotta work. You've decided to murder everyone. It's like, okay, maybe we got beaten back a little. Let's stop. How about no? How about no?
Is just beginning. Briefly regrouping at Paravon, I took stock of the situation. We have 5 armies. Throt, specializing in giant monsters. Snickich, with assassins. Bok and Ixstone are bringing in the siege weapons. And
I gotta ask, since he's doing, like, very specialized armies, is it better in this game to have, like, a generalist army? Like, you have melee, you have ranged, I guess artillery, because I saw some. Or is it better to just have a type of unit and just completely unga-bunga it with that? Can you even mix? Can you have 2 armies fight at once? Or I don't know. This feels a little weird from what I've seen so far.
Finally, Bilefitch has every known flavor of Rat Ogre. Rat Ogres with flamethrowers, tasers, Gatling guns, and even Rat Ogres covered in sheet metal. Comparatively, the elves don't have as much, but they are in the forest, and fighting a Wood Elf in the forest is like fighting an Italian in a spaghetti factory. Thousands of years of evolution have rendered them perfectly optimized for combat in that environment, so they're still fairly dangerous. The first battle was against Durthu at Waterfall Palace. I stormed the field with my monsters, and the elves adopted this strategy of shooting us from behind a wall, which was smart.
They're in the trees. The trees are speaking elf.
Until the wall broke. I can guarantee you they weren't feeling so smart then.
Yeah, I bet.
Durthu was waiting alone at the top of the mountain, as if he was expecting a fair and honest duel with Throt.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
4 assassins stab him to death. The first battle was behind us.
I did not expect that. I thought he was gonna send one of the giant rat ogre things. Okay.
And it really sucks fighting in this environment, so I took a great satisfaction in auto-resolving my way to the final forest. It's being guarded by Orion and a few others, but at this point, we have the momentum, we have the numbers, and most importantly, we have Joey. We gave these drug-addled freaks the beating that their parents should have given them 30 years ago. I mean, we really put a pounding on their ass. Gorit, Joke, Throt, it's going to take the Wood Elves years just to learn how to walk again. And
what a delightful fucking mental image. Okay. Woohoo. Ha. Okay. Well, if you kill one of their leaders, is he like dead? Or can he be revived? Because if he's dead, then it'd be very, like, a very interesting, like, value to preserving the leader calculation if you want to send him into battle or not, considering I'm gonna assume they're fairly powerful.
As I stood there in a burning forest surrounded by thousands of dead elves, I knew I had done the right thing, because the wild hunt was finally over. Sure,
it's never wrong to butcher the elves, ever.
Sure, it cost me 10,000 gold per turn, and I'm at war with everyone from the triads to literal demons, but all of that pales in comparison to the fact I have killed all Europeans, become God, and saved the world.
You've saved the world with the piss storm. Okay, excellent.
Really couldn't ask for a better legacy, and with that, I feel Throt has achieved his goals and his purpose in life is complete.
This guy has 3 arms. What?
So that's it for this video. Feel free to check out the second channel where I'll be posting some of my extra content. Big thanks to this month's patrons for supporting the channel, and finally, thank you for watching.
That was a very interesting intro to fucking Total Warhammer. And, any of the Total War games. Holy shit. Okay. So I guess this is what happens when the Piss Cavalcade is fueled by absolute shenanigans and gene editing. Also, fuck the elves.